Welcome back to the FC Alert Update. My name is John. I am your guide through the market. I'm going to tell you guys investments. I'm going to tell you guys the leaks. I'm going to tell you guys what you should be thinking about. I'm going to tell you guys ups, downs, all around every step of the way. Every single time you see this video, we made a ton of coins. So many people in our AI and in the Discord just absolutely just crushing it. So if you missed this, I guess, come to the live streams too, because I give it all out for free. So twitch.tv/John Sims, get in there. But let's go ahead and get right into the video. If you want an even easier way, check out lootbar.gg. They have the lowest prices, fastest delivery, while being 10% cheaper than any other platform and trusted by big names like Pro Owns and Zorky. You also have insanely good reviews on Trustpilot. Additional 8% coins right now with my code, John Sims, at checkout. Check out lootbar.gg and get your FC account leveled up. So far, let's go ahead and start with some leaks. So these are the players that are leaked. I'm going to give you guys a couple ideas and options that you can actually trade with. Right now, Damjanovic and a Cucurella, Ekiateki, and Elise. These cards are going to be actually pretty solid to go ahead and trade to start off. As you can see these coming in. So these are calls that we're making over on the weekend. So unfortunately, if you guys were in the live stream, these are gonna start tapping out a little bit. So if you are thinking about going into this type of stuff, I probably wouldn't go in on Elise here. But the Ekiateki is starting to rise. Last chance here. If you guys see it at 7K, it might be that one's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be close. So these are the leaks that are coming. We've saw all this type of stuff pop. If you have invested, I always recommend selling out before they go out of packs, because selling and hype is the number one thing you need to do. So many people hold on to this. Do not do this. So if you're watching this, I don't recommend buying this type of stuff right away or right at this stage. Right now we have a bruiser meta that is coming in. So I've been seeing bruiser players starting to rise like crazy. So you're going to see cards with like Millie Bright's base 57 pace gold card is what went up like 25% today. It just doesn't, honestly, this is not that even big of a deal, to be honest. They're just talking about shielding at an angle. So don't overhype the Bruiser Plus until gameplay actually comes out and you see it. So that's a big thing. Also, follow me on Twitter. But let's go ahead and get right into this. The market right now, we are at about 83. We saw pops, and we've been seeing it trying to pop and push. I'm seeing big stuff move. We saw Chiellini was down at like 700 just earlier. Oh man, you could sell that right now if you had a Chiellini. He was at 700 earlier this week. I almost pulled the trigger, but I ended up making 150K on like a Zeta Roberto, or 100K on a Zeta Roberto. So I ended up making coin, and I'm already leveraging all of my trades. And at the end of the video, I will show you what I have basically put everything in, and so you guys can track and see if I did well or not. But ultimately, you're like right here, Millie Bright's moving. So you're seeing a lot of this type of stuff starting to move up. You're seeing icons and heroes starting to push. Last year, this time, icons and heroes started to move up, base after base after base. And so I would recommend that stuff go. Pacho's part of that Bruiser Plus, but he's still a very strong card. Cascarino is a very good like weekend league card. And so you're seeing a lot of the bigger stuff move. You can see all this 8%. Usually that 6% is where once you start seeing that go, you're going to see movement into that market. So we got a lot of trades here to cover. So that's what we're kind of seeing where the actual market is right now. What's going to happen in the next 24 hours is I recommend getting and selling squads before the weekend league starts. That's usually the case, or definitely get out before Saturday if you can, because typically market values start to go down on Friday. They typically go down. They rise up Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then they start going off right around that 6 p.m. UK. Just is so strange, but it always is that way. People overinvest in saturate. So make sure I would sell your stuff out on Friday and then buy it back on Saturday or Sunday to play your weekend league. Now, talking about cheapest by rating, we're talking about investments. Now, I've been talking about 84 is the best potential buy. This is a guaranteed trade. I was talking about these all day today. 1,100, 1,200. People were just snagging these at 900 coins just today, and they're already up 2x. So make sure you guys come by the live. Ask me my bid style. I can get you into that spot. If you've never been here, make sure you guys subscribe. But here's the thing. 85s, 86, 87, 88s, all decent. 88s were really the buy at 12K, like on the Sunday. Like almost all of this was really like Sunday right here, where that pop and push pull down was right here. So, I mean, you're a little late on fodder, but here's the thing. We've got a lot of stuff coming out. We also have an Arda Güler. We've got a player pick SBC. We've got, what else? We've got a player of the month, Holland. and he player of the month Holland really might blow up the fodder market. We already know that we're already getting base level SBCs coming into the game, so we're starting to get some good SBCs. 71 up, 30% up on the Pulisic, which is unfortunate, but basically what I'm trying to say is people are going to be doing SBCs. So even this 30% up to that 1,400 view vote, that still means that out of this group, you're still getting like 400 people that are doing that. Now, this is just, just a site. So that can extrapolate to, let's say, 250,000 people doing it. So then next thing you know, you still have 250,000 people of demand doing that SBC. Still adds value. This is what I call a trickle market effect. Similar with Mbappe. You saw people doing Mbappe. I've seen Mbappe. I've seen it. So just understand that every single time an SBC comes in, that is demand. Every single SBC goes out, that is leaving demand. Some last second thing is big stuff did not pop. 89s, 90s, 91s did not move last year at this time. They just didn't. They actually went inverse. They actually went down last year. So be careful there. I've got a few 88s, I think. But realistically, I think 84s and 85s are going to be your best buy right now. So that's really your 100 to 200,000 coin range. That's not a bad spot to be in. Now, this is going to be my favorite trade, the 83, 84, and 86 market. Now, the 86 and 84s are going to be significantly safer and significantly harder to get. There is not a single 84 inform in packs this week or an 86 inform, making them extremely rare. Now, that being said, and I don't believe there's even like an 85 rated inform in here. It might just be Modric. I think somebody was mentioning that. I haven't looked at this. It's only Modric, and he's over that price value of the 86. So when we are looking at this, I'm thinking, okay, 84 is at 12K, and then 86 is at 22K, and there's no 85. Where is the demand going to go? It's going to go right into these 84s. I bet you $1 that these will go from 12K, which these are actually at 12K right now. They're at 13. Yeah, see, this just hasn't updated. Anyways, what I'm trying to say is they're going to go. We bought a ton of these. I do have a ton of these, and almost everybody I was talking to has a ton of these. So you guys will make good coin with this. But what I was going to say is these will price gap. So as the 86s pop, they'll go from like 22 to 26K. We've already seen it with the Mbappe SBC. We've already seen it push. Where is it? We've already seen them push. Look at that. They push really heavy, 25K. We're getting really close to that, just naturally invested. Now, they are heavily invested, so you have to understand that, but they're out of pack. So regardless, these will hit this Oberdorf. I'm just saying, man, it's going to be a great trade. Now we're going to move on past those. So let's see here. So yes, so moving into playable cards. Playable cards, you're going to want to sell if you didn't get in yet. The last buy was here on Sunday. Here you can see that, and then the most recent is going to be that Wednesday. So like I say, guys, always play on Sundays, man. Buy your squads up on Sundays because you're going to always see these big dips on Sundays, and then the pops right back up at that time, that later time there. So this is typically what I recommend playing, and then selling again there Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday is typically that kind of move. So that's with Marquinhos here. Now, similar thing, Musiala's been up and down today. So he went up to like 110 or so. I saw some guys in the channel were selling around 110K today. But on Wednesday, he was just right at 99. Now, this is arguably, Musiala has been absolutely a phenomenal card this year. And so then that's going to take me into actually a promo investment I want to show you. And then I'm going to show you guys exactly what I've invested in. Right now, promo cards are cheapest typically Wednesday and Thursday before they go out of packs. You're at the lowest point of the market. And I will tell you, a card like Millie Bright, look at this. There's only 4 of them on the card. It's going to go to 110, 111. This is like 99% of the time. They are usually cheapest on Wednesday, Thursday. Now, that being said, some cards can get a bump because they become like somewhat meta, and they will be Sunday. So it's either Sunday or Thursday. 99% of the time, it's going to be Thursday. And then there are going to be a couple promos that will be on Sunday. And so like the Legulis will be on Sunday. Now, this is a card I actually, I love the idea of this card because he's got a lot of things going for him. This card could easily be in he can be in almost every single Evo. And he's got great stats with great brawls. And great, but he's got pretty solid play styles with, he's like, what is this, 2,300 in-game stats already? So it's a decent card. Evo'd up, ready to Evo, but all this type of stuff should be cheap. Like the Stiller card with the Musiala link is phenomenal. This trade could be a very, very big one. This one's been constantly moving up based off of meta and also Musiala. If you can see, it's been moving since Sunday. So this is one of those pops, big pops, 2x. So depending on if people are buying and holding that card or if they're buying and flipping that card. I don't think they're flipping. I think they're holding to play. And so I believe that market's going to continue to go up. Leguli is my favorite card. There's fullback plus, very rare, ringback plus in the attack. Rapid, ping pass, relentless, insane, very solid pace for a fullback at this stage. Great links. I mean, 16K for a right back on a very rare position when the next player in that lead or like that link lead area is Hakimi basically at the right back. So you have a 16K gap until 200K. So I could see this. I mean, clearly this one's going to go past 20K. Will it go past 30K? I don't know, but things are looking great. And she's actually in my squad currently. So and she's fantastic. That being said, I'm going to tell you about those cards and trades based off of what we saw last week. And this is exactly what happened last week with some of these cards. You see this? You see, this is what I'm talking about. Now, typically, this is a standard week. This is what a standard promo looks like. Right on Thursday, cheapest point. And then boom, 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 boom. And they continue to rise, and they finally hit that flat. Now, this is what you're going to typically see is that Saturday, Sunday. Now, you don't always, you see that little dip? That's going to be that Sunday sell-off from weekend, and then people think it's cheap, and they still buy it up all the way through the rest of the Sunday. So, I mean, this one went all the way until next Tuesday. I'm not saying that we're going to get a card go from 18K to 30K, but 18 to like 25K, very possible. 18 to 22, 23, 24K, that's still a heck of a return, especially into this market right now. So I would recommend, I would think that you're going to see a good amount coming, not from necessarily this team, but I would say you're going to see a good amount coming in from this squad here. And I mean, almost any of these you can really stab at. You just have to figure out which one's going to have the most volume. Right now, Stiller has a lot of volume. Leguli has a lot of volume. Darun's even moving up. Orban is actually moving up as well. Millie Bright, that was at like 74K, is pushing and pumping. There's not very many good right backs. So really just pick your poison. Verts, super meta, unique. And remember, you guys, these are like baby heroes in my mind because of the link and the chemistry. That will be extremely critical for later stages in the game and making these cards extremely rare. I truly believe to customize what you're going to do in about a month and 2 months, you're going to have cards that are going to be really close to this. And next thing you know, you're just going to start getting Evos on these cards as well. And when you get Evos, you're going to still have the cornerstone. Hopefully, you still have the cornerstone chem. If that is the case, we can do that. These are going to be extremely rare on the market, making like a baby icon later on. I believe that these cards, even the ones down here, are going to be very, very solid. A lot of people were talking about Gunter. It's not my favorite. I like to have something a little bit up off the market before I get into it, but that's the case. Now, Yates is a card that I actually really like, and this is a card that has been very, very solid. I think this one has a very positive trend. So if you guys want to play with a card that's going to feel fine, this is the type of card I'd be looking into buying and holding on to for your essentially your weekend league team. Now, for the last and grand finale, what I'm going to be showing you guys I basically invested everything into is, okay, so those are some informs there. I do have a Millie Bright. I do have a Stiller. I have a ton of Legulis. I have tons of 84s. I got a couple Jordi Albas. I am going to sell those Jordi Albas tonight. I've got a Gomez. Dude, I've got Fodder. I mean, I've got 83s. I've got some Gubasis. Guys, we were buying so much today, just checking it out. Look at this. All this. We are locked and loaded. Oh, even more, some random stuff over here. Even the 86 inform right there in Stanway and some Marmouches. I mean, we bought at the right time. Like 95% of my stuff is currently up in the market. And this is kind of what we're rocking right now because I had that Z Roberto over there on that left, but we made a quick 100K. Bought him at 430, sold him at we bought him at 530, sold him at like 665. So we made 100K off of that. So guys, but remember, if you guys need help with trading, you guys know what to do. Come by my live stream, twitch.tv/JohnSims. And let's make some coins. Tomorrow is going to be a sell day. We're going to see what happens on the weekend. But make sure you guys get in and get out if you're watching this video. And just understand, selling the hype. Until next time, guys, remember, if you buy right, you never lose. And when you buy with John, you always win. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks for tuning in.